Kim Tae-ho stared at the scanner screen in disbelief. The small research ship New Seoul had been exploring this quiet star system for 3 weeks. They found nothing but empty space and dead rocks. Now, massive alien ships surrounded them from all sides. "Captain Park, you need to see this," Tae-ho called out. His hands shook as he adjusted the scanner controls. The alien vessels were huge, easily 10 times bigger than their small research ship. Captain Park Ji-woo rushed to Tae-ho's station. His face went pale when he saw the readings. "How many ships?" 15, maybe 20. They just appeared out of nowhere, Tae-ho said. He was a xenobiologist trained to study alien life forms, but he never expected to meet living aliens like this. Dr. Lee So-min ran up beside them. "Are they hostile?" she asked. Her voice was tight with worry. She had been Tae-ho's research partner for 2 years. They had become close friends during their long missions in space. "Unknown. They're not firing yet," Captain Park said. He moved to the communication station. "This is Captain Park of the human vessel New Seoul. We are a peaceful research ship. Please identify yourselves." The response came immediately. The main screen filled with the image of a tall, beautiful alien woman. Her skin looked like polished silver, and crystal-like armor covered her shoulders and arms. Her eyes glowed with a soft blue light. "I am Queen Naravel of the Veltar Empire," she said. Her voice was deep and commanding. "Your ship has entered our territory without permission. Explain your presence here." Captain Park stepped forward. "Your Majesty, we apologize. We did not know this system belonged to anyone. We are explorers from Earth seeking new knowledge about the galaxy." The alien queen studied them through the screen. Her gaze moved across the bridge crew, stopping when she saw Tae-ho. Something changed in her expression. "You will send representatives to my flagship for negotiations," Queen Naravel said. "Come alone, Captain. Bring no weapons." "Understood, Your Majesty," Captain Park replied. But Tae-ho stepped forward without thinking. "Wait," he said loudly. "Why should we trust you? You surrounded us with warships. You could destroy us right now if you wanted." The bridge went silent. Captain Park's face turned white with horror. Dr. So-min grabbed Tae-ho's arm, trying to pull him back. Queen Naravel's eyes widened. She leaned forward on her throne, studying Tae-ho with new interest. "You dare speak directly to me, human. What is your name?" "Kim Tae-ho," he said. His heart pounded, but he did not back down. "I study alien life forms. I want to understand your people, not fear them." The queen was quiet for a long moment. Then she smiled. It was not a friendly smile, but it was not cruel either. "Your spirit burns bright, Kim Tae-ho, like the twin suns of Veltar." She stood up from her throne. She was incredibly tall, at least 2 meters high. "You have passed the trial of words. Few dare to speak boldly to Veltar royalty." "Trial of words?" Captain Park asked weakly. "An ancient test," the queen explained. "When a potential mate wishes to join with Veltar royalty, they must first show courage in speech. They must speak without fear, even facing death." Tae-ho felt the blood drain from his face. "Potential mate? I don't understand." Queen Naravel's smile grew wider. "I have chosen you, Kim Tae-ho. You will come to my ship as my honored consort. We will be bonded according to Veltar law." "Now wait just a minute," Captain Park said quickly. "This is a misunderstanding. Tae-ho is a member of my crew. He cannot—" "Silence," the queen commanded. Her voice echoed through the bridge. "The trial of words has been completed. The choice is made. Kim Tae-ho belongs to me now." Dr. So-min stepped closer to Tae-ho. "You cannot take him against his will," she said bravely. The queen tilted her head. "Against his will? Tell me, Kim Tae-ho, do you choose to come willingly, or shall I take you by force?" Tae-ho looked around the bridge. His friends stared at him with worried faces. Through the view screen, he could see the massive alien warships surrounding their tiny vessel. One blast from their weapons would destroy the New Seoul and kill everyone aboard. If I come with you, will you let my ship and crew go safely? He asked. You have my word as Queen of the Veltar, she replied. Your people may leave unharmed. Teho took a deep breath. He thought about his crew, his friends, his research. Everything he had worked for was on this ship, but if he did not go, they would all die. I will come, he said quietly. Captain Park grabbed his shoulder. Teho, no. We can fight our way out. With what? Teho asked sadly. One research ship against 20 warships? They would kill us all in seconds. Dr. Somin had tears in her eyes. There has to be another way. Perhaps there is, Teho said. He looked back at the Queen. But I need time to understand your people first, to learn your ways. Queen Naravel nodded approvingly. Wisdom. Yes, you will have time to learn. But you will learn as my guest aboard my flagship. We leave immediately. How do I know you will keep your word? Teho asked. Because I am Veltar, the Queen said proudly. We do not lie about matters of honor. Your ship will be escorted to the edge of our territory and released. A bright light filled the bridge. When it faded, Teho was gone. He found himself standing in a large, beautiful room aboard the alien ship. The walls were covered with strange crystals that glowed with soft light. Queen Naravel stood before him, even more impressive in person. Welcome to the Star of Veltar, my flagship, she said. You are now under my protection. Teho looked around nervously. What happens now? Now you begin to learn what it means to be chosen by a Veltar queen, she said. Rest tonight. Tomorrow your real trials begin. She turned and walked toward a massive door. Guards will show you to your, quarters. You will be treated with all honors due to royal consort. Wait, Teho called. Why me? Why did you choose me? The Queen paused at the doorway. Because in all my years as ruler, no one has ever spoken to me the way you did. Without fear, but with respect. Without lies, but with strength. She looked back at him. My people are dying, Kim Teho. I need someone strong enough to help me save them. Then she was gone, leaving Teho alone with his racing thoughts and the growing realization that his life had just changed forever. Teho woke up in a room that was bigger than his entire quarters on the New Sol. The walls glowed with soft blue light from crystals embedded in the metal. A large window showed the stars outside, and he could see human ships in the distance, getting smaller as they moved away. His friends were safe. That made him feel better, even though he was now alone among aliens. A soft chime sounded and the door opened. A tall alien woman entered, wearing armor similar to the Queen's, but simpler. She had the same silver skin and glowing eyes. I am Commander Hyejin, she said in careful human language. The Queen requests your presence for morning meal. Teho followed her through long hallways filled with alien soldiers. They all stopped and bowed when they saw him. It made him uncomfortable. He was just a scientist from Earth, not royalty. The dining hall was enormous. Queen Naravel sat at a table that could seat 50 people, but only she and Teho were there. The food looked strange but smelled good. Did you sleep well? The Queen asked as Teho sat down across from her. Yes, thank you, he replied. He tried some of the alien food. It tasted like fish mixed with sweet fruit. Your Majesty, I need to understand what is happening to me. The Queen set down her eating utensil. You may call me Naravel when we are alone. And yes, you deserve to know the truth. She stood up and walked to the large window. Look at my ship, Teho. What do you see? Teho joined her at the window. The ship seemed to go on forever. It is very large, very impressive. It is mostly empty, Naravel said sadly. This ship was built to carry millions of my people. Now it holds only thousands. She touched the window with her hand. My people are dying. For the past 100 years, a plague has killed our males. They die young before they can have children. Soon there will be no males left at all. Teho felt a chill run down his spine. How many males are left? In my entire empire? Perhaps 10,000. Most are children or too old to father offspring. Naravel turned to face him. Do you understand now why I chose you? You think humans can help somehow? Our scientists have studied your ship's records. Human and Veltar genetics are surprisingly similar. Similar enough that children between our species might be possible. Tejo sat down heavily. You want me to father children with you? Not just me, Naravel said. If the bonding works, other human males could help save my entire species. But why not just ask? Why force me? Naravel's expression hardened. Because I am a queen, I do not beg, and because Veltar law requires that royal consorts be chosen through trials, I cannot simply take what I need. My people would never accept children born without honor. She sat down beside him. In Veltar society, females are the warriors and leaders. Males are precious and protected. If you become my bonded mate, you will be treated like the most valuable treasure in the empire. What if I say no? Then my people die, Naravel said simply, and I will have to find another way. Perhaps by conquering human worlds and taking males by force. Tejo looked at her in shock. You would attack innocent people? To save my species? Yes. Her eyes glowed brighter. I would do anything to save my people, but I would prefer to do it with honor. With your willing help. An old alien entered the dining hall. She walked slowly, leaning on a tall staff. Her skin was darker than the others and her eyes were cloudy with age. This is Royal Advisor Kethara, Naravel said. She has served my family for 300 years. The old advisor studied Tejo carefully. He is small, she said in a creaky voice. He is human, Naravel replied. They are built differently than us. Can he survive the trials? Kethara asked. What trials? Tejo interrupted. The advisor looked surprised that he had spoken. The bonding trials, of course. You have passed the trial of words, but there are 2 more tests you must complete. The trial of strength and the trial of wisdom, Naravel explained. Only then can we be properly bonded according to our laws. Tejo stood up. And if I fail these trials? Then you die, Kethara said matter-of-factly. And the queen must choose another. How many others have tried these trials? Tejo asked. Naravel was quiet for a long moment. You are the first in 50 years to pass the trial of words. What happened to those who failed? They died during the trials, the queen said softly. I did not want to choose any of them, but my advisors insisted I try. Tejo walked back to the window. In the distance, he could barely see the human ships anymore. His friends were probably worried sick about him. Dr. Soman was probably trying to figure out a way to rescue him. Show me, he said finally. Show you what? Naravel asked. Show me your people. Show me the children. Show me why this matters so much to you. Naravel nodded. Come. She led him through more hallways to a large area filled with viewing windows. Below them, Tejo could see enormous rooms that looked like they should be full of families. Instead, they were mostly empty. The nursery levels, Naravel explained. Built to hold 10,000 children. Now we have fewer than 500 young ones in the entire fleet. They walked to another viewing area. This one showed a medical facility where alien doctors worked with small groups of young male aliens. The males looked weak and sick. The plague affects them differently now, Naravel said. It does not kill them as babies anymore, but it makes them weak. They cannot father healthy children. Tejo watched the sick alien males being cared for by the female doctors. Some of them looked younger than him. They would die before they reached 30. How long do your people normally live? He asked. Females live for about 400 years. Males used to live just as long before the plague. And humans? Your species lives much shorter lives, but you are healthy, strong. Your genetics show no sign of the plague that kills our males. Tejo was quiet for a long time. Finally, he asked, if I agree to try these trials, and if I survive them, what happens to me? You become my bonded mate. You help me rule the Empire. You help me save my people. Naravel looked at him seriously. You give up your old life and become something new. Something between human and Veltar. And if we have children, they will be the first of a new people, human and Veltar together. They will inherit the best of both species. Taiho thought about his quiet life as a scientist. He thought about his research, his friends, his plans. For the future, all of that seemed very small now compared to saving an entire species. When do the trials begin? He asked. Naravel smiled, and for the first time it was a warm, genuine smile. Tomorrow. But tonight you will feast with my officers. You will learn more about our ways and our people. Will I be able to contact my ship? Let them know I am alive? Yes. I will allow you to send a message to your Dr. Somin. She seems to care for you greatly. As they walked back toward his quarters, Taiho realized that he was no longer just a prisoner. He was becoming something else. Something important. The thought scared him, but it also made him feel proud. He might die in the trials tomorrow, but at least he would die trying to do something that mattered. Taiho woke to the sound of alarms. Red lights flashed in his room and he could hear the rumble of weapons firing somewhere in the distance. He quickly put on the strange alien clothes that had been left for him and ran to the door. Commander, Hyejin was waiting outside with 2 guards. The trials have begun early, she said grimly. Queen Sulvera has attacked our fleet. Who is Queen Sulvera? Taiho asked as they hurried through the corridors. Naravel's sister. She leads the rebel faction that opposes any alliance with humans. Hyejin's face was hard with anger. She believes humans are weak and will make our people weak. They reached the bridge just as another explosion rocked the ship. Queen Naravel stood at the center of the room, giving orders to her officers. She wore full battle armor now and her crystal crown glowed with bright blue light. Report, she commanded without looking away from the tactical display. Sulvera brought 30 ships, an officer said. They are attacking our rear guard while demanding we surrender the human. She wants me, Taiho realized. She wants to kill you, Naravel corrected, to prove that humans are not worthy of Veltar honor. Another blast shook the ship. On the main screen, Taiho could see the attacking vessels. They looked similar to Naravel's ships but painted in dark red instead of silver. Your Majesty, Hyejin said formally. The human requests permission to speak. Naravel finally turned to look at Taiho. You should be in the protected sections of the ship. I want to help, Taiho said. This fight is about me, I should be part of it. You are not trained for battle. No, but I am trained to think. And I understand human tactics that your sister has never seen. Queen Naravel studied him for a moment. Then she nodded. Very well. This will be your trial of strength. Not strength of body, but strength of spirit. Help me defeat my sister and you will have passed the first trial. She gestured to the tactical display. Sulvera has more ships, but ours are better armed. She is trying to surround us and force a surrender. Taiho looked at the battle formation. The enemy ships were spread out in a wide circle, closing in slowly. She is being careful. She does not want to damage your ship too much because she wants to capture it. Correct. She wants to take me alive so she can execute me publicly. Then we use that against her. Taiho pointed to a gap in the enemy formation. Human naval tactics teach us to never give the enemy what they expect. She expects you to try to break through her circle. Instead, we attack her flagship directly. Impossible. It is too well defended. Not if we make her think we are running away first. Taiho turned to the navigation officer. Can your ships fake engine damage? The officer looked confused. Fake damage? Make it look like your engines are failing. Make Sulvera think you are helpless. Naravel's eyes widened with understanding. She will bring her flagship closer to capture us personally, and then we hit her with everything we have at close range. The plan worked perfectly. Naravel's ship pretended to have engine failure and began drifting helplessly. Queen Sulvera's red flagship approached carefully, flanked by 6 escort, Ships, now, Naravel commanded. The Star of Veltar suddenly came to life. Its engines roared back to power, and every weapon fired at once. Sulvera's flagship was caught completely by surprise. Its shields failed under the massive assault, but Sulvera was not finished. Her ship rammed into Naravel's flagship, and boarding pods launched from her vessel. Alien warriors in red armor began cutting their way through the hull. "They are coming for the bridge," Hyejin reported. "Let them come," Naravel said. She drew a long, curved sword that gleamed with its own inner light. "Teho, get to safety." "No." Teho picked up a fallen energy weapon from a dead guard. "I stay with you." The bridge doors exploded inward. Queen Sulvera strode through the smoke and debris, followed by her elite warriors. She was taller than Naravel, with darker skin and cruel red eyes. "Sister," Sulvera said mockingly. "Still playing with pets, I see." "This human has more courage than you will ever have," Naravel replied, raising her sword. "Courage?" Sulvera laughed. "He cowers behind your warriors like a frightened child." Teho stepped forward. His hands were shaking, but his voice was steady. "I challenge you." Both queens stared at him in shock. Sulvera's warriors began to laugh. "You challenge me?" Sulvera asked in disbelief. "A weak human challenges a Veltar queen?" "By ancient law," Teho said, remembering what Cathara had taught him. "A consort may defend his queen's honor in single combat." The laughter stopped. Sulvera's face twisted with rage. "You dare invoke our sacred laws?" "I do." Teho dropped his energy weapon and picked up a fallen sword. It was heavy and awkward in his human hands, but he held it steady. "Fight me, or admit that you are afraid of a weak human." Sulvera looked at Naravel. "If I kill him, you will have no consort, no hope for children." "If you kill him," Naravel said quietly, "I will have nothing left to lose, and I will hunt you across the galaxy. So be it." Sulvera drew her own sword, a massive blade that pulsed with red energy. "I will enjoy watching him die slowly." The duel was brutal and short. Sulvera was faster, stronger, and more skilled, but Teho had something she did not expect: desperation and human stubbornness. Every time she knocked him down, he got back up. Every time her blade cut him, he kept fighting. Finally, Sulvera grew frustrated with his refusal to die easily. She made a mistake overextending her attack. Teho saw his chance and took it. His sword found the gap in her armor, piercing her heart. Queen Sulvera fell to her knees, staring at the human who had killed her. "Impossible," she whispered, then collapsed. The rebel warriors looked at each other uncertainly. Without their leader, they had no reason to continue fighting. One by one, they laid down their weapons. Naravel knelt beside Teho, who had collapsed from his wounds. "That was incredibly stupid," she said softly. "Did I pass the trial?" he asked weakly. "You passed it magnificently." She helped him sit up. "But now you must face the trial of wisdom while injured." "What is the trial of wisdom?" Cathara approached them, carrying an ancient book. "You must solve the riddle of unity," she said. "It is written in the old language, and it has only one correct answer." Teho listened as she read the riddle in translation. "Two rivers flow toward the sea. One is clear and pure, the other is dark and strong. They meet at the delta, but the sea will accept only one. How can both rivers reach the sea?" Many had tried to answer this riddle over the centuries. Some said the pure river should flow alone. Others said the strong river should dominate. All had been wrong. Teho thought about it carefully. He thought about his people and Naravel's people. Different, but both trying to survive. "The answer is simple," he said finally. "The rivers do not need to fight. They need to become one river. Let them mix their waters. The new river will be both clear and strong, carrying the best of both to the sea." Cathara's old eyes widened. "In 300 years, no one has ever given that answer. Is it correct?" "It is perfect." Naravel helped him to his feet. "You have passed both trials, Teho, but there is one more challenge ahead." Through the bridge windows, they could see more ships approaching. These were not red rebel vessels, but silver ships like Naravel's. My mother's fleet, Naravel said grimly. The Empress herself comes to see if the human is worthy of royal bonding. Is that bad? Taeho asked. The Empress has never approved of any of my choices, Naravel replied. She is the one who will decide if our bonding is legal. If she says, no, then everything we have done is meaningless. Taeho looked at the approaching ships and realized that his trials were not over. They were just beginning. The Empress's flagship was even larger than Naravel's ship. It appeared like a silver mountain floating in space, covered with weapons and glowing with ancient power. Taeho watched it approach through the bridge windows, while medics treated his wounds from the fight with Sulvera. She is coming aboard, Commander Heejin reported nervously. The Empress requests an immediate audience with the Queen and her chosen consort. Naravel looked worried for the first time since Taeho had met her. My mother has ruled the Veltar Empire for 2,000 years. She has seen many things, but never a human consort. Will she approve our bonding? Taeho asked. I do not know. She is very traditional. She may decide that mixing Veltar blood with human blood is against our ancient ways. Taeho finished putting on his formal clothes. The alien fabric felt strange against his skin, but the medics said it would help his wounds heal faster. What happens if she says no? Then you will be sent back to your people, and I will be forced to choose a Veltar male from one of the other noble families. But you said there are no healthy Veltar males left. Naravel's expression was grim. There are a few. But they carry the plague. Any children they father will die young. My mother knows this, but she may prefer to watch our species die with honor, rather than live with mixed blood. The bridge doors opened and the Empress entered. She was ancient beyond imagining, but still powerful. Her skin was darker than her daughter's, almost black, and her eyes glowed like white stars. She wore robes that seemed to be made of liquid. Starlight. Mother, Naravel said, bowing deeply. Daughter. The Empress's voice was like distant thunder. Her gaze moved to Taeho. So this is the human who thinks he can save our people. Taeho bowed as he had been taught. Your Imperial Majesty, I am honored to meet you. Are you? The Empress walked around him slowly, studying him like a scientist examining an interesting specimen. You are small, weak, short-lived. What makes you think you are worthy of my daughter? I do not know if I am worthy, Taeho replied honestly, but I am willing to try to help your people survive. Help us? The Empress laughed, but there was no humor in it. You would pollute our bloodline with your alien genetics. You would create mongrel children who belong to neither species. Mother, Naravel said sharply. He has passed the trials. He defeated Sulvera in honorable combat. Yes, I heard about that. The Empress looked at the blood still seeping through Taeho's bandages. You killed my younger daughter. Do you feel proud of that? Taeho met her glowing eyes. No, Your Majesty. I feel sad. She was your daughter and Naravel's sister, but she was going to kill innocent people. I could not let that happen. Innocent people? The Empress's voice grew dangerous. She was going to kill humans, your enemies. Humans are not my enemies anymore, Taeho said quietly, and neither are the Veltar. If I am going to be part of your family, then your people become my people. The Empress was quiet for a long moment. Then she turned to Naravel. You have chosen strangely, daughter, but perhaps that is what we need now. Strange times call for strange solutions. Does that mean you approve the bonding? Naravel asked hopefully. I will consider it. But first, there is another matter. The Empress gestured to the main screen. Your human fleet has returned. Taeho looked at the screen in surprise. The human ships that had left the system days ago were coming back. There were more of them now, including several large warships. They have come to rescue their friend, the Empress said. How touching. Captain, Park's voice came through the communication system. Queen Naravel, this is Captain Park of the Earth Defense Force. We demand the immediate release of Kim Taeho. Earth Defense Force? Naravel looked confused. Those are military ships. Taeho felt his heart sink. They think you kidnapped me. They are here to start a war. The Empress smiled coldly. Perfect. Now I can see what your people are truly made of. Will they negotiate, or will they fight? More human ships appeared on the screen. Dozens of them, all armed for battle. Taeho realized that Dr. So-min must have contacted Earth and told them what happened. Now the entire human fleet was here to rescue him. I have to talk to them, Taeho said. I have to explain what is really happening. No, the Empress said firmly. Let us see what choice they make, war or peace. Captain Park's voice came again, more demanding. You have 10 minutes to release Taeho or we will take him by force. Commander Hyejin reported from her station. Our fleet commanders are requesting permission to prepare for battle, Your Imperial Majesty. Granted, the Empress said. Ready all weapons. Mother, no, Naravel protested. This will start a war between our species. Perhaps that is for the best, the Empress replied. If the humans are as weak as they appear, we can simply take what we need from them. Taeho stepped forward. Your Imperial Majesty, please let me speak to them. I can prevent this war. You think you can convince them to leave without you? I can try. The Empress considered this. Very well. But you will speak only what I tell you to speak. Say anything else and I will destroy their entire fleet. Taeho felt sick, but he nodded. The Empress was testing him, testing his loyalty to his new people versus his old people. Whatever he said next could determine whether two species went to war or found peace. The communication channel opened. Communication channel. Captain Park's worried face appeared on the screen. Taeho, are you all right? Are they hurting you? I am fine, Captain, Taeho said carefully. I am not a prisoner. I am here by choice. Choice? They forced you to go with them. I went to save you and the crew. But I have learned things since then. The Veltar people are dying. They need our help. Dr. So-min's face appeared beside Captain Park. Taeho, you do not have to do this. We brought enough ships to get you out of there. Taeho looked at his friend's worried face. She had risked everything to save him. The entire human fleet was here because she convinced them to come. He wanted to tell her that he appreciated it, that he missed her, that he was sorry for the pain he was causing. Instead, he said what the Empress wanted him to say. I choose to stay. I am going to marry Queen Naravel and help save her people. Marry her? Captain Park looked shocked. Taeho, they are aliens. You cannot marry an alien queen. Why not? Taeho asked, and for the first time he was not speaking. The Empress's words. If our species can have children together, if we can learn from each other, if we can make both peoples stronger, why not? The Empress's eyes narrowed dangerously, but she did not stop him. Because you belong with your own kind, Dr. So-min said desperately. Come home, Taeho, please. Taeho felt tears running down his face. I am sorry, So-min. I cannot come home. I have found something more important than home. I have found a way to make the future better for everyone. He turned to face the Empress. I choose the Veltar. I choose Queen. The Empress stared at Taeho for a long moment after he declared his choice. Her white eyes seemed to burn into his soul, searching for any sign of weakness or doubt. The bridge was completely silent except for the hum of the ship's engines. You would abandon your own species for ours? She asked finally. I would unite both species, Taeho replied. Create something new, something better. On the communication screen, Captain Park and Dr. So-min looked heartbroken. Taeho, So-min said softly, Are you sure this is what you want? Before he could answer, alarms began sounding throughout the ship. Commander Hyejin reported urgently, Your Imperial Majesty, we are detecting massive energy readings from the human fleet. They are preparing to fire. The Empress smiled coldly. So they choose war after all. No. Taeho turned to the screen. Captain Park, do not attack. You will only make things worse. But it was too late. The human fleet opened fire on the Veltar ships. Energy beams and missiles filled the space between the two fleets. The Veltar immediately fired back. their crystal weapons cutting through human shields like paper. "Stop this," Naravel commanded. "Mother, we can still prevent a full war." The Empress watched the battle with cold satisfaction. "Let them fight. When the humans are defeated, we will take what we need from their worlds." Taeho watched in horror as ships from both sides exploded in bright flashes. Good people were dying because of him, because he had chosen love over loyalty to his own kind. "There has to be another way," he said desperately. "There is," said a new voice. Everyone turned to see old Kethara entering the bridge. She moved, slowly but with purpose, carrying something wrapped in ancient cloth. "Advisor," the Empress said sharply, "you should not be here during battle." "I should be exactly here," Kethara replied, "because I bring the solution to this conflict." She unwrapped the cloth, revealing a small crystal device covered in strange symbols. The bonding crown of the First Dynasty. It has not been used for 1,000 years. "What does it do?" Taeho asked. "It creates a true genetic bond between two people of different species," Kethara explained. "Not just marriage, but actual biological unity. Their children will carry the strongest traits of both parents." The Empress looked shocked. That device was declared too dangerous to use. Dangerous, yes, but not forbidden. Kethara looked at Taeho and Naravel. "If you use this crown, you will be changed forever. You will share thoughts, emotions, even life force. You will become the first of a new kind of being." "And our children?" Naravel asked. "Will be stronger than either human or Veltar alone. They will carry no plague, live long lives, and have abilities that neither species possesses." Another explosion rocked the ship as the battle continued outside. More people were dying every second. "I will do it," Taeho said immediately. "As will I," Naravel agreed. The Empress stepped between them. "If you do this, there is no going back. You will no longer be fully human or fully Veltar. You will be something new." "Then we will be the first of our kind," Taeho said. "And maybe our example will convince others to choose unity over war." Kethara activated the crystal crown. It began to glow with brilliant white light. "Place your hands on the crown together. Speak the words of eternal bonding." Taeho and Naravel reached for the crown at the same time. The moment their hands touched the crystal, pain shot through both of their bodies. But it was not a bad pain. It felt like coming alive for the first time. "I bond my life to yours," Naravel said in the ancient Veltar language. "I give my strength to make you whole," Taeho replied, somehow knowing the right words. The crown exploded with light. When it faded, both Taeho and Naravel had changed. Taeho's skin now had a faint silver shimmer and his eyes glowed with soft blue light. Naravel's features had become more human-like, and her crystal armor had merged with her skin. But the most amazing change was in their minds. Taeho could feel Naravel's thoughts and emotions as if they were his own. He felt her love for her people, her fear for their future, and her growing love for him. Naravel gasped as she experienced human emotions for the first time. Taeho's memories flowed through her mind, his childhood on Earth, his friendship with So-Min, his wonder at discovering alien life. "It is done," Kethara said with satisfaction. "You are now bonded beyond death itself." The Empress stared at them in amazement. "I can sense it. You have both become something entirely new." Taeho turned to the communication screen, where Captain Park and Dr. So-Min were still visible. They looked shocked at his transformation. "Captain," Taeho said, his voice now carrying some of Naravel's royal authority, "I order you to cease fire immediately." "Taeho, what have they done to you?" So-Min asked in horror. "They have made me into what I chose to become," he replied. "A bridge between our peoples. Captain, you are fighting a war that cannot be won. The Veltar technology is too advanced. But more importantly, you are fighting the wrong war." He gestured to Naravel beside him. "These people are not our enemies. They are dying and they came to us for help. Instead of fighting them, we should be working with them." Admiral Yoon Mi-kyung's voice came through the communication system. She was the highest-ranking human officer in the fleet. Dr. Kim, you have been declared missing and presumed captured. We are here to rescue you. I appreciate that, Admiral. But I do not need rescue. I need you to listen. Tae-ho stepped closer to the screen. The Veltar Empire has technology that could help humanity explore the galaxy safely. They have medical knowledge that could extend human lifespans. They have energy sources that could power our worlds for thousands of years. And in exchange? Admiral Yoon asked suspiciously. In exchange, we help them save their species. Some human volunteers would work with Veltar partners to create children who carry the best of both races. The Empress finally spoke. I approve this bonding, she announced formally. My daughter has chosen well. This human has proven himself worthy of our royal line. She turned to address the human fleet directly. People of Earth, I am Empress Morana of the Veltar. I offer you alliance instead of conquest, partnership instead of domination. The fighting slowly stopped as both fleets received orders to hold fire. In the sudden quiet, Tae-ho could feel something wonderful happening. Through his bond with Naravel, he sensed that the genetic changes in their bodies were already beginning to work. Their children would be possible and they would be healthy and strong. Admiral Yoon, Tae-ho said, I request permission to establish a joint colony, a place where humans and Veltar can live together and learn from each other. And if we refuse? The Admiral asked. Then you will miss the greatest opportunity in human history, Naravel replied. The chance to become something more than you ever imagined. Dr. So-min's voice was sad but determined. Tae-ho, will we ever see you again? Will you ever come back to Earth? Tae-ho felt his heart break a little. Through his bond with Naravel, he also felt her sympathy for his pain. I will always be your friend, So-min. And yes, I will visit Earth again, but as an ambassador, not as the person I used to be. I understand, she said quietly. I hope you find happiness with your new family. 6 months later, Tae-ho stood on the observation deck of the first joint human-Veltar colony ship. Through the large windows, he could see the planet they had chosen for their new home. It was beautiful, with blue oceans and green continents that reminded him of Earth. Naravel joined him at the window, her hand resting on her growing belly. Their first child was developing faster than either human or Veltar children normally would, but the medical scans showed it was perfectly healthy. What should we name him? She asked. Something that honors both our peoples, Tae-ho replied. Maybe Kython. It sounds both human and Veltar. Behind them, the colony ship bustled with activity. Human engineers worked alongside Veltar scientists to prepare their new home. Children from both species played together in the recreation areas. Young human men and Veltar women had begun forming their own bonding partnerships, eager to follow Tae-ho and Naravel's example. Do you ever regret your choice? Naravel asked softly. Tae-ho considered the question seriously. He thought about his old life as a simple researcher. He thought about the friends he had left behind on Earth. He thought about the quiet, peaceful existence he had given up. Then he felt his unborn son move in Naravel's womb, and he sensed the child's incredible potential through their family bond. This child would be the first of a new people, strong like the Veltar, curious like humans, and carrying the best hopes of both species. Never, he said, pulling Naravel close. I found something better than the life I planned. I found the life the galaxy needed me to live. As their ship approached the new world that would become home to the first human Veltar families, Tae-ho realized that his story was just beginning. He was no longer just Kim Tae-ho, the human scientist. He was no longer just the consort of a Veltar queen. He was the father of a new future, and that future looked very bright indeed.